wasn't even trying to have the experience, which is, I guess, even stranger about it.
Yeah, that's usually the key. So what was the experience that you had, if you could give it a few words for me?
Okay, it's kind of, there was a few stages. It started basically just feeling very energized. Mm-hmm. I was actually just out on a date with a girl. Mm-hmm. Feeling very energized, and then I knew beyond that, then I started feeling like I was on fire. Mm-hmm. And then I started receiving some information, and I think that's it. And then all of a sudden, this is what my perception and feel was on it, is it felt like my soul had expanded mm-hmm. beyond outside my body. Mm-hmm. And I could see and feel basically through my soul.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was amazing. Mm-hmm. And it feels, you can't even explain it, obviously.
Yeah. Yes.
Just filled with love and mm-hmm. knowledge. Mm-hmm. So, as you know, it's hard coming back down to the three-dimensional world after that. Mm-hmm. So there's this constant want to be able to receive that again. Right.
Okay, so what about, I'll use your terminology because that's always the best to use. What about the soul, what you call the soul? So you gave me a few descriptive terms. Mm-hmm. Expansion was one, sense of love, I believe, was another one. And I'm assuming that you're not feeling completely expanded right now, and probably the exact feeling of love that you felt at that moment you're not feeling exactly that way right now. Correct?
Yeah, no,
okay.
It's a completely different level.
Okay, so those experience, that part of the experience has gone. Okay, so what about, now really look at what you call soul.
Okay.
So there was love and there was expansion. What is even deeper about the soul than expansion or love? Because both of those can arise and they can also pass away. We know that. Mm-hmm. Even when you're 100% in the state of the soul, those can arise and pass away. So what I'm asking you for is, as there is often what I call byproducts to realization, the byproducts are always temporary, no matter how much we want them to be permanent, they're always temporary. So what about the soul, about its nature, your nature, is deeper than those transitory experiences, even though they were extremely pleasant? What's even deeper than those experiences about the soul?
I don't even know.
Okay. You can look.
Okay.
In other words, love arises within or out of the soul.
Okay.
Okay? So love arises in soul and arises out of the soul. Okay. So love, since it arises in and out of the soul, it's an aspect of the soul, we could say, but it's not a permanent aspect. What is it about the soul? What is it that love rises in? And I'm not talking, like
this is also new to me.
Yes, I know it is. That's great.
Trying to figure it all out.
Well, no, I'm not asking you to figure it out at all. So let's go back to that experience, because you obviously have some memory of that experience.
Yes. So
what I'm asking you to do is to look at even the memory of that experience now, mm-hmm. right? And let's be clear. I'm not asking you to give me a particular answer, right? So you can't get this right or wrong.
Yeah.
You really can't. It's not like, a test, a school test. What it is I'm trying to direct you more precisely and fully back to what you experienced. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
So you experienced expansion and love as two of the qualities you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these are experiences that arise out of and happen within what you call the soul. What is your experience, or what was your experience of what that love arose out of?
Oh, like why was I feeling that?
No, not
To
why.
begin with?
But what did it arise out of? So
Love is all
something
I can think
expands, right? Something expands, right?
Uh-huh.
What was it experientially? What was expanding? The expansion is the experience, right? I experienced this expansion of the soul. Okay, you experienced the expansion of the soul. Now, what was it that actually expanded? In your experience, you see, you call it, you've given it a name, a soul, which is a great, fine name.
Okay.
What I'm asking, in your experience, what was the nature of that which expanded?
Energy?
Are you guessing?
No, that's
Okay,
what
there was
that's
great
what it felt
energy
like.
in it, wasn't there? Okay, there was great energy in it, yes. Okay. Anything more?
That was the main thing that I remember. Is it just felt, so energetic, like I couldn't
Right.
contain it within my body.
That's right, because it was much bigger than your body.
Yeah.
Right. So the soul was filled suddenly with energy.
Yes.
And that energy and the soul and everything expanded way beyond your body because it always exists. It's bigger than your body from the very beginning. You just bumped into it that night. Right?
Okay.
Right? Okay.
Yes, I did.
Okay. So the reason I'm asking these questions because of the question you asked me, right? Like, so how do I reconnect with that? Now, the reason I'm saying that is because if you do what most people do, which is they try to reconnect with the kind of experience, with the byproduct of the soul, which could be the byproduct, in your case, was feeling of energy, was love, was expansiveness, right? These are all things that exist that the soul can do. These are all things that can exist within the soul. Vast amounts of energy can be released within the soul. But the soul is not in and of itself energy, and it's not love, and it's not expansion. Those are things that happen to and within the soul. And if you're trying to recreate or find those experiences, it's really frustrating. Everybody does that, I mean, you almost can't avoid doing that.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm asking this question of you is because the soul itself is, I can guarantee you of one thing in life. The soul is always, and I mean always, which means right now, this moment, in your current present experience, in your present awareness, the soul is always present. Its byproducts are not always present. What flows out of it is not always present. What happens within it is not always present. But the soul itself is always present because it has to be. What you are has to always be present. What you are can't be here one moment and not here the next moment. What you are has to be continuously present. So the true nature of what you call the soul is as present now as it was then. But if you look for the experience that you had, the energy, the love, if you look for that, then you won't see it because those experiences obviously aren't here anymore. At least in the same way they were then. But there's something that was revealed at that moment. There's something about that moment that's still with you. Your mind may have no idea what it is or how to describe it. But it's almost like an intuitive thing. There's something about that night. There's something about what was revealed to me that's actually still with me. Something.
I have some idea of what helped me get there.
Mm-hmm.
And this might help people that are trying to meditate. One of the main things was I was in the moment the whole night.
Yes.
I wasn't thinking about what's happening later, what happened in the past.
Right.
Just completely in the moment.
Yeah. You're on a date, right?
I was on a date.
That'll get you in the moment.
She was great. And,
get you in the moment.
Feeling love.
Sure.
You're not putting up any walls.
That's right.
Things down.
Mm-hmm.
You're just open and willing.
That'll do it.
I've never felt like that before in my life.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll get you in the moment, all right. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Absolutely. Okay. So I'm just going to leave you with that question,
yeah.
okay?
That was great.
I'm going to leave you with that and just sort of hang with it. Don't think about it too much, but just let it sort of percolate. There's what about that I experienced on that night is still with me now. Okay, I know that this isn't still there and that's not still there and that's not still there, but can I honestly say that I've lost all of it?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And somehow something in you knows, no, I haven't lost all of it, but I don't know what it is I haven't lost, but I haven't. Something in you, that's the intuition. Something about what I realized, it's still here.
And what would you say to somebody that had that experience that really doesn't really know where to go now? Not necessarily to have that again, but just sort of like, okay, I see this whole other side of things.
Yep.
What now?
Yeah. What now is, I would say, the same thing that I started the whole program with. This is all about what you give your time and attention to. Give your time, give your attention to the soul.
Excellent.
There's 100 different means, right? There's teachings, there's teachers, there are traditions, there's a million ways to go about it. But essentially, the ones that are useful are ways of just saying, give your time, a little bit of time, give attention to the soul. If you want to think about it as that evening you were giving your time and attention to simply being present, really present, right?
Exactly.
Heartfully present. Okay, then do that. That's your way. That's whatever path you choose or don't choose. That's really what it's all about, and that's really the only thing that it's about. All right, my friend?
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Nice to talk with you.